Good afternoon, everyone. This is BremSter, and today I'm coming to you with a puzzle called Boba Tea by Sniglett. Now, I'm not sure what Boba Tea is supposed to be. I've heard of bubble tea. I don't know what Boba Tea. Maybe it's a regional brand or something, but this is the name of the puzzle. And this was recommended. I believe it could have been actually. I'm not sure. This may have been a submission. I really should have checked. This is in the queue. I added this to the queue and then I had to do some work and I've completely lost track of what I was doing. But what I do know I'm doing now is attempting to solve the puzzle. This has got some of my favorite constraints in it, so I'm looking forward to seeing how this one goes. So what do we have? We have normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. We have Renban. Digits along a pink line form a set of consecutive digits, but may be rearranged along the line. Okay, I keep seeing different wording for Renban lines. Basically, the way a Renban line works is the digits on a line must be a run of digits. So, for example, these are all 4-cell lines. So 1, 2, 3, 4 could be the digits on the line. 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, 7. So all of those are possible on the line. They could be in any order, but the digits that are on the line, so for example, this line, ignoring all the other constraints, could be, if this was 1, 2, 3, 4, they could go in any order. If it was 2, 3, 4, 5, they could go in any order. So the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5 is fine. But if you took the digits off the line and sorted them, they would need to be a run of digits. I couldn't change the 5 to a 6 because 2, 3, 5, 6 is not a run of digits. The wording on Renban, I keep seeing different wordings on Renbans. And it really does depend if you're a coder or not, whether it all works. It's very, very strange. Anyway, quadruple. So numbers within a circle indicate that the digit must be present in the 2x2 square it occupies. So, for example, this 5 is saying that there is a 5 in these 4 squares. The 7 is saying there is a 7 in those 4 squares. And then Kropki, digits separated by a black dot are in a 2-to-1 ratio with each other. A full Kropki puzzle would indicate that it is not possible to have a 2-to-1 ratio anywhere else. I wish the wording on this was historically different, but it's not. But anyway, this is the one. I believe this is basically a ratio pairs. At least that's what my tester confirmed with me, which is that these cells are all in a 2-to-1 ratio with each other, but it's fine to have 2-to-1 ratios elsewhere. So, so it'd be fine for these cells to be in a 2-to-1 ratio or those cells. That's all fine. It's just we know that where there is a black dot, they must be in a 2-to-1 ratio. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. I think this is to do with 5s. Yes, this is to do with 5s, and it's very, very clear from here because we look at the 5 quadruples. So there must be a 5 in those 4 cells, and there must be a 5 in those 4 cells. Okay, so it means that we can, so in these 2 rows, in rows 1 and 2, we can only put 2 5s in these rows. So the 2 5s in these rows are taken up in those cells. So if I was to put a 5 here, and let's say I was to put a 5 here, then in this quadruple, the 5 would be here, and in this quadruple, the 5 would be here, and I've broken row 1 by putting 2 5s in it. So I can never put 5 into any of those cells, which means I can't put 5 here. But these are 4 consecutive digits, or a 4 run of consecutive digits, which includes 3, but doesn't go as far as 5. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. I can use the same logic here to make this 6, 7, 8, 9. And this can't be a 7 or a 9, because if this was a 7, the ratios with it would either be 3.5 or 14, and a 9 would need 4.5 or 18. Doesn't work. So this is the 6 or the 8. I've got the same down here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, and that's a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple. And then here I've got 6, 7, 8, 9, because it's the same logic again. And that's a 6, 7, 8, 9. Right, so it's a 5 in the middle of the grid. which I could have got by a couple of different ways. But the way I saw it is these are 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But these are 6, 7, 8, 9. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the only overlap between that is the 5. The other way I could have seen it is by marking which cells cannot contain 5. Because of the 5 quadruples, none of those can contain 5. None of those can contain 5. The 5 quadruples in those ones say that none of those can contain 5. None of those can contain 5. And we're getting this huge pattern when lots of cells cannot contain 5. And if we complete that, you can see basically, yeah, because these can't contain 5 and these can't contain 5, 5 had to be there. Yeah, but the way I saw it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. This has to be the 5. But it means that these are 1, 2, 3, 4, and these are 6, 7, 8, 9. But there's going to be more going on here. This can't be 7 or 9 for the same reason. And if this is 6 or 8, right, these two cells, 6 or 8, 8 is only in a ratio with 4, and 6 is only in a ratio with 3, and the same as here. This is 3 or 4. This can't be 7 or 9, so this is 3 or 4. Do I want to colour these high-low digits? Right. So that's a 5, because this can't be a 5. That can't be a 5 because the 5 is there. So 5 is in one of those two, which means around this quadruple, 5 can't be in either of those two without breaking that quadruple. It's in one of those two, but it can't be there. This is a 5, which is meaning 5 can't be in any of those. That is a 5, which means 5 can't be in any of those. That is a 5, which means 5 can't be there. So that is a 5. Right. Yeah, I think I do. I think I'm going to colour the high-low digits and see if I can get a pattern. So these are all high. These are all high. These are all low. These are all low. So these are from 6, 7, 8, 9. I can't put 7 or 9 there. So this is 3 or 4. So I've got a 3, 4 pair. So these are from 1, 2. Could that be a low digit though? I think it could. Because when there's a 5 on the line, we can... Well, you can't put a 1 on a line with a 5 on it. So one of these two has to be a 1. Because if I put 1 in any of these ones with a 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, it doesn't work. So I could never put 1 on a line with a 5 on it. And I could never put 9 on a line with a 5 on it for the same reason. So there's no 1 here and there's no 9 here. So 1 is in one of those two. Because I can't put 1 here, because that can't be 2, and I can't put 1 here without breaking that. 1 is down here, which means 1 is in one of those two. Okay. Similarly, 9 is in one of those two, and 9 is in one of those two. So 9 is in one of those, but I can never put 9 on the line with a 5. 9 is in one of those two. So this is 6, 7, or 8. So this is 2, 3, or 4. One of these has to be low and one of them has to be high. Is it this black dot? Because if this is 1, this is 2. If this is 2, this can't be 1, so it'll be 4. If this is 3, this is 6. And if this is 4, this is 8. So this is always 2, 4, 6, or 8. Is it where 1s and 9s go now? No, I thought I saw something just then and I'm wrong. So I can't put 1 or 9 in any of those. Oh, that can't be a 9. So this is 6, 7, 8. That is a 9. 7 is in one of those two. But these are 1, 2, 3, 4. And these are 1, 2... Whoops. I'm in the wrong mode. 1, 2, 3, 4. This can't be an 8. Because 8, 7, 6, 5 doesn't go down to the 4. This can't be an 8. So the highest this could be is a 6. If this is an 8, these are 6 and 7. If this is 8, this would be 6, this would be 6, that would be 7. Four, 5, there's no 8 or 9 in any of those. Right, so 8 in this column is in one of those 3. But I could put it there. Okay, so what is it that I am missing? It's the black dots that break the symmetry of the puzzle. So the black dots are fundamental to how this works. And it's possible I need to colour those black dots somehow. So maybe this high-low colouring is wrong. Two of these are low, two of them are high. But one of these is low, one of these is high, one of these is low, one of these is high. I know 9 is in here, 1 is in here. Seven is looking down here. So that couldn't be 7 or 9. So it'd be 6 or 8 if it was high, which would give me a 6, 8 pair. If that's a 1, that's a 1. And 1's down here. If that's a 1, that's a 1. And 1's up there. That doesn't seem to be doing much. Six, 3. If this is... No, this can't be a 2. This cannot be a 2. If this is a 2, this line becomes 2, 3, 4, 5, and that cell is broken. There's no 2 there. So this can't be a 1, and it can't be a 4. So this is a 2 or a 3. And if that's not the 1, that's the 1. Which means there's no 1 up there. That's the 1. That's the 2. There's no 2 in any of those. Now, if this is 2, 4, 3, 6, 3. This can't be a 4. If this is a 4, this goes 4, this becomes 3, this becomes 6, and this becomes 3. That can't be a 4. So there must be a 4 in one of those two. Four, 2, 4, 5. So there must be a 3 in one of these. Because if this is a 2, this is a 3. Otherwise, this is a 3. So there must be a 3 on the line. That's a 4. So that's an 8, and there's no 8 on those. Because if this is a 2, the line needs a 3, and if that's a 3, it's just a 3. So one of those two had to be a 3, so that's a 4. There's no 4 there. But there must be a 4 on this line to connect to the 2 to the 3 to the 5. So that's the 4, that's the 2, that's the 3, that's the 4. There's no 3 or 4 here. This is a 1 or a 2. The 1 would make that a 2, the 2 would make that a 1 or a 4. So that is low. If this is a 2, this is a 3. If this is a 3, this could be a 2 or a 6. Because it could go 3, 4, 5, 6, or 2, 3, 4, 5. The 4 takes 4 out of those, making that the 4, which makes that the 8. Taking 8 out of those, that's a 6, 7. The 4 looks like making that the 3, so there's no 3 in those, that's the 2, 4. But this is now a 6 or a 7, which is a high digit. So this has to be the low digit, because this is now 6, 7, 8, 9. That is the low digit, and it's not 1, 3, or 2. That's a 4. So 4, 5, 6, 7, this can't go as high as 8. But there must be a 3 down here. This can't be 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a 6 or a 7. It is a high digit. Which means this is the... Whoa, I've broken the puzzle. Okay, so what went wrong there? Because that felt right. Because this 3 makes this the 6, which means I can't put a 6 on this line. Or I can't... I'd have to put the 6 here, because there must be a 6 on the line. Let's just hope I just made a logic deduction here. 5, 6. This can't be a 4. So this has to be 7, 8. But the 6 makes that 7. This becomes 8, 9. This is 7. This is 6. And that does seem to be working. I think I just made a mistake with the way I placed everything up here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3... Because it was using the 3 that eliminated that. This, yeah, and now I'm broken here. I've made a mistake. This is wrong. But where I went wrong, it feels like it has to have been down here. Like this feels right. So it's got to have been this. But there must be a... But the place digits are correct. I don't know that these are correct. But they feel that they have to be. So the elimination I did here, like that's all correct. This all feels correct, but maybe I'm wrong here. Because if this is a 4, this is a 3, this is a 6, and this is a 3. This can't be a 4. Now to connect this 2, 3 to the 5, if this is a 2, this has to be a 3. If this is a 3, this is a 3. This has to be a 4. And that's correct. So this is the 8, taking 8 out of those. There's no 8 in any of those. I don't mind using the checker to confirm. Like, that doesn't bother me at all. Now, there must be a 4 on this line because I've got to connect 2, 3 to 5. That's the 4. That's the 2. If this is a 2, this is a 3. If this is a 3, it goes 3, 4, 5. This is 2 or 6. But there must be a 3 on this line. Absolutely. And there's no 4 on this line. The 2 4s here mean there's... Whoops, the 2 4s on this line mean there's no 4 on this line. So this is 5, 6, 7, 8. These are 6, 7, and 8, and they are all high. That's a 6, 7, 8. So the 7 is in one of those two, so there's no 7 there. The 4 takes the 4 out of there. That's the 4, so that's the 8. The 8 comes out of those. 3 is in one of those two. But the 4 makes... The 4 and the 2 make that the 3. That's the 4. There's no 3 or 4 here. This is a 1, 2. So this is a low digit. The 1 makes that the 2. The 2 means this is 1 or 4. This has to be correct. Okay, so this has to be a low digit. Because if this is a 1, this is a 2. If this is a 2, this is a 1 or a 4. If this is a 3, this can't be a 3. This would have to be a 6, but there's a 6, 7, 8 triple there. So this can't be a 3, and it can't be a 4 because of that 4. This is also a 1 or a 2. There's no 4 here either. So this is 1, 2, or 4. Maybe it was something about not being able to put 1 and 9 on those lines. Maybe that was a faster way through this. I don't know. I really don't know. You know, the 1, 2 here is looking back, making that the 3. So this isn't the 3, but this does keep... Oh, and this does make this the 2. So this is a low digit 2 because of the 6, 7. There's no 3 here. So this is the 3. And this is either 2, 3, 4, 5 or 3, 4, 5, 6, and it can't be 6. This is the 2. This is a low digit. And now there's no 4 on this line. I can't put 4 into these cells. So this is 5, 6, 7, 8 again. They're all high. There's no 8 there, so that's the 8. This is a 6, 7 pair. The 2 takes 2 out of there, so this isn't the 1. That's the 2, that's the 1. There is an 8 down in one of those two. The 3 comes out of both of those. That's the 3. I could have used the 4 for that, which of course makes that the 6, taking the 6 out of those, making that the 6. This has really discombobulated me, this puzzle. But it makes that the 7, which makes that the 6, which makes that the 7. The 7 comes out of those. They become 8, 9. This has really discombobulated me. The 6 takes the 6 out of those. This is the 8, which makes that the 9 and that the 8, which the 7 comes out of those. So that's the 7. The 8, 9, and 6 makes that the 7. The 7 comes out of those. This is the 6, 9. This is all working now. These are 7, 8, 9. The 2 comes out of here. So again, this can't be the 1. That's the 2. This can't be 2 or 3. That's the 1. Okay. This puzzle really discombobulated me. So, this is the one that's got the black dot on it. I can't put 1 on the line, because there must be a 5, and I can't put 9 on the line. I can't put 1 there or there. So 1 is in one of those two. If that's the 1, that's a 2. And I know there is a 2 on the line because Sudoku rules 2 out of all of those. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. There you go. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's no 4 there. That's the 1. That's the 1. This is the 1. And these are 6, 7, 8, 9. And there's no 6, 7, 8 there. That's the 9. I take the 9 out of here. 7 can't go here, because 7 doesn't have a black dot relationship. So this is only 3 or 4. It's not 2 or 5. So there's no 2 there. That's the 2. Cool. This is 6, 7, 8. So 6, 7, 8. The 6, 7, 8 looks down saying that's not the 8. That's the 8. These are 1 and 9. And the 9 makes that the 1, which makes that the 9. Do I want to keep colouring at this point? You know what? I'm gonna. Why? because I want to. Mouse. Now, this is 8765 now, because I have to connect the 5 that must be on the line to the 8, which is a high digit. So these are 3 and 4. The 9 is looking down, making that the 6 and that the 9, which takes 6 out of both of those, making that the 6, which is a high digit. One of those is a 5. These are both low. So the 3, 4 looks across, making this the 1. This is now the 9, which hasn't been placed in the row. This is fun, which makes this the 6 and this the 9. Sorry about the discombobulation or whatever I did through here. There was probably a more elegant way of doing it. I just didn't see it. I'm solving. If I was perfect, I wouldn't be BremSter. And my wife likes BremSter. Someone has to. 4, 3, because of the 3 looking down, which resolved the pair. So 1 isn't there, or there, and I can't put 1 on the 5 line. That's the 1, which is the low digit. These are now all high. So these are 6, 7, and 9. Well, there's no 9 in either of those. That's the 9. That's fine. The 6 makes that the 7 and that the 6. This line is now 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably could have done a trick with 2 with Sudoku or whatever, but I didn't. There's no 2 down here. There's no 4 up here. There's no 2 there. That's the 2, which we know is a low digit. These are 3, 4, 5. No, wait, what? The 7 makes that the 5 and that the 7, the 7 being the high digit. The 5 looks back, making that the 3, which is a low digit, taking the 3 out of there. But the 3 looks back, making that the 1 and that the 3. Got it. Now, more to do. The 9 looks back, saying that's not the 9. That's the 7, 8 pair, making that the 9. This 3 looks back, making that the 5 and that the 3. The 3 being the low digit. The 4 is the low digit. The 9 is the high digit. This is a pair. 3, 4. Yeah, because these are all high. So these are 3, 4. And the 3 is looking up, making that the 4 and that the 3. Both 3 and 4, by the way, were low. The 4 looks down, making that the 5 and that the 4. The 4 being the low digit. So now we know these are 5, 6, 7, and 8. I can use the 8 and the 6 here to remove the 6 and the 8. This is 5, 7, so I take the 5, 7 out of there. I use the 5 to make that the 7 and that the 5. So the 7, the 6, and the 8 are the high digits. I can... Oh, the 4. It's the black dot. That's what the black dot is for. The 4 makes that the 8, which makes that the 6, which makes that the 8, which makes that the... Not... Well, wrong mode. The 8 makes that the 7, which makes that the 6, but all of these were high. The 7 makes that the 8, which makes that the 7, and that is the correct solution to the puzzle. I got a bit lost in the weeds, or in the boba tea, or what tea grows on. I don't know what tea grows on. I read an entire book on the history of tea several years ago, which was all about how it developed and how there was colonialism running rampant through Asia because of tea and all sorts of stuff. I remember almost none of the details of it, other than the fact that a book called The History of Tea was way better than I thought it was going to be. And I don't remember any details about how tea grows from any of that. My brain is mush. But I loved this puzzle. That was great. Thank you, Sniglett. That was fun. That was good fun. And even making mistakes and having to use the solution checker to sort of say, hang on a minute, where did I go wrong and everything? If you think that's bad, that's great. But I've been reading through comments, and it's scary to me, like how many people actually use the conflict checker. Now, I prefer not to, but many people do, and that's not a problem. I think that's perfectly valid solving. So where if you put in a digit and that digit, if you put in pencil marks, or if you place a digit and you've got pencil marks in the row, they're highlighted red so they can go through and instantly remove them. So many people use those so that they don't need to scan. That would improve my scanning and do all of that. But I just find that takes the solving to a level I don't enjoy as much. I find that I just spend time looking for color to remove typing, and it breaks my logical flow. That's how it works for me. How it works for you, if that's the way you enjoy solving, go for it. The tool I'm really glad to have to help me is the ability to push the button and find out am I correct at this point? I think that tool is absolutely wonderful. And when that's not there, when it comes up saying that the Sudoku looks good, but the puzzle doesn't include a solution, if I'm doing a hard puzzle, I'm out. I'm just completely out. If the puzzle's not going to provide me with, like after like an hour or whatever, the puzzle's not going to provide me with any sort of guidance to whether I've gone off the path or not, that's it. I'm done. Just like, I think I may have made a mistake here and I've got no way of checking. The way I check the puzzle is I throw it away. That was really cool. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one as much as I do. And as always, good luck with your solving.